with all of us. Before moving to the main part of the seminar, I request Shaturupadi, convener, Career Counseling Cell, to say a few quick words. Over to Shaturupadi.
Thank you, Abhisha. So I would like to say a few words to my students, both the current and next students, about this series of webinars we are having this year. This year is a special year. It is an exceptional year where all of us are facing tremendous difficulties in running our day-to-day work, and taking class itself has become a challenge to most of us. We have to learn new things, new technologies from our students. That's a very good thing. Here the knowledge dissemination has become both ways. I have learned everything. This thing I am running, how to open a Zoom account, how to open a YouTube channel, and how to link them. So everything I have learned from our students. So the thing is, this year we faced a challenge because we could not organize career counseling seminars as we do in all our as we used to do in all our previous years for our final year students, because of this limitation that even if we have an account, it cannot exceed 100 students and all. And moreover, what we thought that in a general degree college like us, and a good college where students come with very high marks and they aspire, all of them, at least 90% of them aspire for higher studies in their specific fields. And what we can do for a student who is just a graduate is to offer some jobs in IT companies like TCS and Cognizant, and to offer some orientation programs or some seminars on how to crack civil services, how to prepare for management studies, etc., etc. Now, in our college, I have been with this career counseling cell from, I think, 2012 or something. So what I have seen is, just after graduation in our college, a very few percentage of students, they opt for jobs. There are three categories, as I always say, that some of them, if they do not fetch good marks in their masters, then they opt for jobs. If some of them are even more weird, in my opinion, they don't want to study further. I don't know for what reason. So they say that enough is enough. We don't want to do our higher studies. I'm opting for jobs. And some of them have serious reasons. There may be some family problems or financial obligations. So they have to search for jobs. So this percentage is very a very small percentage, and most of our students, since they go for higher studies in their respective subjects, this year we came up with this new idea of departmental career counseling webinars, because in our opinion, if I want to have a webinar, career counseling webinar in a specific subject, the department and departmental teachers are the best to judge which kind of seminars, which kind of topics are to be selected and all. So this year we have come up with this series of departmental career counseling webinars, and I'm very happy to say that barring one or two departments, almost all of the departments have organized this kind of seminars. And our another concept was that instead of inviting learned people, instead of inviting very renowned people, we we chose to invite our own students who have passed from our college and are doing excellent in their fields. They have reached new heights. We are surprised. I have been present in all these departmental seminars, and I saw that what kind of fascinating jobs they are in, what kind of fascinating careers they have opted for. So when you invite your own student, your ex-student in this kind of seminar, apart from knowledge dissemination, this thing does two extra, this thing have two extra benefits. One is it boosts up our students, that if someone from our department studying in our department can do this, I also can do this. So this kind of boost up is very necessary for our students. And second is a half an hour talk or a 1 hour seminar would not be enough for a student for their career preparation for their future career. So if we invite renowned persons, they would be not very easy to reach after the seminar, but senior DDs are very easy to reach. They are approachable, and the students can approach to them even after the webinar in whenever necessary, in whatever way they want to have their help and assistance. So that is why we chose our ex-students as the speakers of these seminars, and I'm very happy that statistics department have organized such a good seminar, and also more more happier than our students, ex-students are doing so well that they are being invited to boost up their juniors and to make their juniors more employable, more educated, and they are helping out to their juniors. So Bethune is always a family to us, and you are Bethunites, you are our family members, and it is so good to have you back. And we would hope that each year we will be having this kind of seminars, and all our ex-students, we will be we will have an opportunity to meet with you and to see that you are reaching new heights and be happy. That is the essence of being a good teacher. So I'm very happy that this thing is happening. Without wasting any more time, over to Abhisha. Welcome to all.
Thank you, Shatrapati, for. Hello, am I audible? Hello. What happened?
You are Abhisha. Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you, Shatrapati, for encouraging us like that, and all our students. I hope they will be benefited. And today we also have Minarbha. I think my ex-colleague and my older students also had the opportunity to get teaching from her. So Minerva, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
How are you? I hope you're fine.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, could you put your video on so that our students can see?
No, I'm not in a position to put my video on. I'm sorry.
I see. Hope everything is fine.
Yeah, everything is fine, and I'm very happy to see Shweta and Sushmita in this platform. So I knew about Sushmita, but I didn't know about Shweta. So it's very very good experience to see the first batch come up like this.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a deep emotion with our first batch, right?
Yes.
We are very nostalgic today.
Yeah, first time teaching for me as well, so it's like it's a different experience. Yeah,
I was lucky to have 2 more classes with Minako ma'am at IIT. So
I envy you.
Yeah, you are doing great. Thank you. So please carry on.
Okay. So with the permission of Shatrapati and sir and of my colleagues and especially students and alumni, we move to the main part of today's gathering. The first talk will be delivered by Sweta Rai. Sweta attended St. Stephen's School and Calcutta Public School. completed her graduation from Bethune College, her post-graduation from Department of Statistics, Calcutta University, and is presently studying Doctor of Philosophy in Statistics at Colorado School of Mines and graduate teaching assistant at Colorado School of Mines as well. So before wasting much time, I would go to Sweta. Over to Sweta.
Thank you. So first of all, good morning to everyone, respected teachers and friends and juniors. So I'm really excited for this talk and thank you very much for this opportunity. So without further ado, let me share my screen. So just give me a second. All right. Okay. I think it should be good now. I don't know, there's a problem. I cannot share my screen. Just give me a second, guys.
Okay, but you did it a few minutes back.
Yeah, I know now.
Don't panic, it will happen. Don't panic.
Yeah, I think okay. So you can see my screen now. Okay. Can you guys see my slides?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
All right. So hi, my name is Shweta. So I am a first year, like I just completed my first year of PhD at AMS Applied Math Stat Department, Colorado School of Mines. And this is my mail ID. So after this seminar, if you have any question, feel free to reach out. So let's start the presentation. Okay. So as Abhisha ma'am told you about me, that I'm doing a PhD in Colorado School of Mine Applied Math Department in Statistics. And I did my master's in statistics from University of Calcutta. I did my bachelor's in statistics at Bethune College, and my interest is regression analysis, multivariate analysis, and spatial time series modeling. So technically, I haven't started doing my research because for a first year PhD student, you have to complete some amount of coursework and then you can start doing research once you're done with your qualifying. So luckily, I am done with my qualifying. So now after this week, I think I'll start my research work. Currently, I am a TA in a research program and I will be an RA from next month. So yeah, so this is a lovely picture of my university right now. And I really like, it is adorable during winters when you see snow and everything. So just wanted to show you one. Okay, so this is an overview. So in this talk, we are going to discuss few things. Now, the first thing is opportunities in higher education abroad. The requirements you have in grad school, you need something like recommendation and SOP, very strong recommendation and very good SOP. And you need to have some research experience, some internship experience will be very great, and test preps. So let's go to the next slide. So let's talk about opportunities in higher education abroad. So there are two opportunities you can have, like as an undergrad student. So the first is you can do a master's, and the other one is like you can do a PhD. So technically masters are usually of 2 years. It varies from university to university. It can be thesis or non-thesis masters. May or may not be funded. You have to take 6 to 8 courses, I think. It depends on university again. And if you are taking masters with thesis, then you have to do a 9 credit hours of thesis. So technically there are 30 hours of credit, 30 credit hours you have to take when you're doing masters in abroad. And out of that, 21 is you have to take coursework, and the other 9 credit hours is based on thesis. So thesis is like you are doing some research work and you have an advisor, you're working under him or her, and you will be working on a topic that you like, and you can do some paper or you can do some existing paperwork on that, some deep research. So that is thesis. And you can also do a non-thesis master's in abroad, and technically non-thesis masters, you have to do 21 credit hours of course. So you have to take different coursework, which might be 6 to 8, again, depending on the universities. Plus you have to take 9 extra credit hour course, and that is to compensate the non-thesis, like the thesis part. So since the non-thesis part, you have to do 30 hours of credit. So yeah, 9 credit hours, of course, you have to compensate with thesis here. So, and also you can do a double master's. So suppose you're interested in statistics. So you're doing a master's in data science, suppose, and then you want to switch topics or switch subject. You can do a master's in economics if you're interested in abroad. So there's a concept of double masters as well, or you can do a master's in statistics if you have done in data science. So it's totally your choice. For PhD, it's probably like 4 to 5 years here. It's thesis based, usually funded. You might be an RA or TA, depends. You have to take 10 to 12 credit hours of courses, and which you're going to take in your first and second year. And you have to do 36 credits of thesis, which is mandatory for every student. So, and the way you can apply is after 4 years of BS or BSc plus masters. So you cannot just do BSc and then you apply for PhD. You have to do your masters as well. So let's go to next slide. Okay. So requirements for getting into grad school. So there are a few requirements you need to fulfill before you get into a grad school or before you start applying to a grad school. So the first is your research experience, your internship, the project you're doing. So good recommendation from valued source. This is super important. Like you have to be very efficient and diligent. Plus you have to have good connections with your professors. You have to involve in the daily activities. You have to know what's going on around you. And yeah, so if you have good connections with your professor, you will get to know about opportunities. And so having involved in research work is really important during your masters. I would like undergrad, I think it's not possible for everyone to get an internship, but masters, there are like opportunities. You can do a project, you can do an internship. Do not just sit and waste time. I will highly recommend to do something. Like if you have summer break, plan to attend some summer school. There are a bunch of opportunities. You have to just explore it. So the second requirement is high GPA. So in Indian terms, at least having 70 to 75% in academics. Yeah, that is like one of the requirement you have when you applied in a grad school and abroad. 16 years of education in India for US. That is mandatory, I think. So that is the reason why you cannot apply directly from BSc to PhD. You have to have a master's degree. And GRE and Toefl. So most of people, like, I don't know, when I was in undergrad, I used to think that GRE and Toefl, they are very important if you apply for PhD, but that is not super important, honestly. It is one of the criteria. You have to get some score, and this is like the threshold. You have to score above that. But this is not the only criteria required to get into a grad school. You have to have good recommendation in SOP. That is super important. And research experience, it is important. So if we go by ranking, SOP and letter of recommendation, super important. Then you have research experience, then your GPA, and then GRE and Toefl. It's just like you are qualified to apply to this university or that university. That is the only criteria GRE and Toefl has, nothing else. So talking about statement of purpose. So this is like, so my friend, like today I was talking to one of my friends here in School of Mines, and he's an engineer, like he's doing PhD in mechanical engineering. And I didn't know about this, like the statement of purpose from this, what would I say? What was the name? So let me go here. So Christopher Fletcher, this guy, he is like, he applied in 3 top universities in US, MIT, UC Berkeley, and Stanford. And he got accepted in all the 3 universities. And looking at his SOP, you can see why he got that thing. So I highly recommend you guys to just, after this seminar, just go over the SOP for once, and you will get to know about computer science. Like, this is super interesting. I didn't know about this before, but yeah, after looking at the SOP and everything, I was highly impressed that, yeah, I can get why this guy got admitted in MIT, Stanford, and Berkeley. So SOP is one of the things you have to write very clearly about your interest, about your achievements, what you want to do. And it's like, if you want to apply in a very good grad school, or you want to be accepted, you have to have a very good SOP. You should explain why you want to apply, why you want to pursue your education further. So yeah, after this talk, I will provide this slides to Abhisha ma'am or Tanushri ma'am, and you can just get those from them. And that will be super helpful, I think. Yeah, so let me go back. Okay, cool. So yeah, so SOP is super important if you're applying in a PhD program or master's program in abroad. And yeah, letter of recommendation, again, it is super important to have letter of recommendations, and you cannot write it by yourself. You have to ask a professor to write it for you. And okay, and you need to have 3 letter of recommendations, I believe. And yeah, so having a good connection with the professor, having a good impression on them that you are a very hardworking student is very important in your undergrad and grad life, I think. So let's go to the next topic. So test prep. So technically you have to give 2 tests if you want to apply in any of the grad school in US or Canada, or maybe sometime even in Europe. So test prep is like, first of all, it's GRE and the other one is Toefl. So what is GRE? Let me talk a little about that. So GRE is nothing but it's like a graduate record examinations, and it is a standardized test, and it is required for admissions to different grad schools in US mainly. And technically it has 3 parts. So first is like the verbal reasoning part, the other one is quantitative reasoning part, and the third part is analytical writing, where you have to write essays. You will be given a random topic, and you have to write an essay in your word. And all these 3 parts are very important. So in GRE, the total score is 340, and the minimum score you'll get if you even keep the paper blank is 260. So you get 130 and 130 in the verbal and the quantitative section, and if you don't write anything. But you will be scored and judged on the base of the 40 points on each of the sections. So at least the minimum you have to score to get into a good grad school is above 310, I think. And 315 to 320 plus is the standard threshold in most of the grad schools here in US for PhD program mainly. And being a stats student here mainly, like I believe all of you are, or most of you are from stats background, so you are strong in maths as well. So for you guys, I think quantitative reasoning is not that part which you're going to struggle on. I think the verbal section is the one which most of the Indian students struggle. So there are online resources where you can prepare for this part, and analytical writing is important for PhD students and for masters, like for the people who are going to apply for masters with thesis, because you have to write your thesis work as well. And in PhD, yeah, just give me a second. In PhD, I believe okay, one second, I'm sorry about this. Yeah, I'm really sorry. So yeah, So in what I was saying is in PhD, the analytical writing part is also being judged very strongly. And the reason is because you have to write your thesis, your paperwork, you are doing research, you have to be good in writing literatures because you are going to explain those problems you're solving in words, and that will be published. And yeah, so you have to be good in that part, and you have to show them, the university you're applying, that you are good enough to pursue that path. So this is all about GRE, and about TOEFL. It's nothing but it's a test of English as a foreign language. Since we are Indian students, so English is not our native language, and TOEFL is basically nothing but an English language test. And technically, it's like consists of 4 parts: speaking, reading, listening, and writing. And each part, I believe, is of 40. I think it's of 30. Yeah, it's of 30 points, and the total is 120. So you have to score a decent amount of decent score here, and that is like above 100. I think most of the universities are happy if you get around 105 to 110, and so 110, I think, and that is the standard cutoff for most of the universities. And again, I will tell you that the TOEFL scores and the GRE scores, these are just thresholds. So it's not that you're getting a very great TOEFL score and you are 100% sure that you're going to get in a university. There are other factors, and the other factors are more significant. So having a good letter of recommendation, having a good SOP is very important. And for that, and also the research work you're doing. So in undergrads also, look for opportunities, look for internship. I don't believe that it is possible for most of us to get an internship opportunity when we are in undergrad. But you can collaborate with a professor. You can just ask a professor that whether they are writing or they're doing some research work and you're interested in at least helping them, or maybe you just want to know more about that thing and you just want to be a little part of it. So you can just ask for these kind of opportunities. And that is important because you can add these things in your CV, and you can make your profile more stronger. Even for job opportunities nowadays, people look for research interest, and they look for your experiences. So it is really nice that you look for opportunities even inside a department, outside the department. So yeah, so that was all my presentation. Acknowledgement, I really want to thank 2 of my friends here. They really gave me a lot of good ideas for this presentation. And yeah, so Akhil Ashar and Adarsh Parashar, I think these 2 people, they are PhD students at School of Mines, Mechanical Engineering Department. They gave me the idea for the SOP and this presentation. So a great thank to them. And yeah, I'm open for questions now. So yeah.
Thank you, Sweta. Before going to the students, before the students place their queries, I would like you to illuminate them regarding various scholarship schemes and mostly the cost of studying abroad, so that they can plan to cut their cloth according to their pocket.
Okay, so honestly, there are a lot of scholarship opportunities here. So you have to just prove yourself that you are worth that part or that amount. And for PhD mainly, it is fully funded. So you just have to spend money on TOEFL and GRE exams, because those exams are somewhat expensive, I believe. So other than that, the other things, you will be funded through your universities. Master's program, I don't believe that most of the master's program here are funded. But once you get in a master's program here, if you're working hard, you can get a TA opportunity here, or even RA opportunities under some advisors. So if you're working, if you are in a master's program with thesis, you might ask your advisor that, yeah, I have some problem with my funding, I really need scholarship. And if you prove yourself that you're worth it, you are going to get opportunities. So that is one thing I really want to say, that all you have to do is show that, yeah, I'm hardworking, I know my worth, and I can show you I can do this, and I can be someone helpful with this research work, someone you can value, then you will get that opportunity, I think. So that is one thing.
Thank you, Sweta. Now over to our students for their queries. students.
Yeah, and I'm really sorry about the disturbance with the
No.
slide presentation. It was good.
Students.
Abhisha, with your permission, may I ask you some, ask her
No,
something?
you don't need any permission. Please ask her.
Okay, Sweta, you tell me one thing. It is, we all know that you have to clear GRE for this kind of careers in abroad, but tell us a little bit about how you prepared for your GRE examination. That would really help them, because the process, they all, I think they know how to apply and how to see it, but how to prepare so that they can crack, that is the important thing. So could you share something with us?
Yeah. Sure. So the thing is, I realized like when I was doing my undergrad, I wasn't 100% sure that I'm going to do PhD in future. But deep down, I knew something that I am not prepared for job right now, like after masters. Like I want to do masters after my undergrad, but I wasn't sure 100% whether I just want to do PhD or job. But I went to the summer school in CMI, Chennai Mathematical Institute, and it's a summer school on financial statistics. I met very interesting, like I met many interesting people and very good professors from different universities abroad. Some professors from Iowa State, some professors from North Carolina, and I was like amused, like looking at them. I was like, okay, this is amazing. The way they are teaching, the way they're talking about it, and the way they're discussing the research work. So that was the point where I realized that yes, I want to do PhD, and I started preparing for it during my summer break, I think. I was like, I completed my master's, that like first year of master's, but that by that time, I think. And then I started preparing for it over the summer. So technically for GRE, I don't think so you need much time. If you have 2 months, even 1 month is good enough for good students, I think, who are good in English. I'm sorry, I wasn't that good in English. So yeah, I needed 2 months. So I took that 2-month time, and there are online resources available throughout. Like you can just Google and get something. Like there are Mangush app where you can prepare the verbals, the vocals. So technically in GRE, you have to learn 1500 words. You have to know a lot of things about, so you have to prepare. But I think you'll get the online materials and everything available on internet. And yeah, so that was the time. And if you are like planning to do a PhD, I think one of my tip will be to plan it like sooner, not the end of the masters or something in between, like what I did. I thought like that was little hard for me because I prepared it over the summer, and I was already enrolled in a summer school that time. So I didn't get much time to prepare, I believe. But I think if I would have like planned it earlier, it will be more easier for me that time to handle and everything, because you have your semesters going on, you have your projects, assignments and everything, and then you have this pressure. So what I will tell you is, if you're planning to do a PhD, start it from very masters, I think, because you need to at least you have to apply after first year in the fall semester, because most of the university in US, for students in math stats, they accept you in the fall semesters. For the fall semesters, you cannot apply it over the spring, and for the fall semester you have to apply it in December, I think. So start planning what you want to do exactly. You don't want to do a PhD or math, or you want to pursue a job or whatever, and prepare for it. And nowadays, like, internet is such a big help for all of us. Like, you can just go and get those materials online. You don't even have to order a book or something. If you are like very good in it, like finding things and stuff, you have the online, you can get the PDF of the book, the online materials. Mangush app, like, that was super help to me, I will say. Like, you have to just go over the words, like you have to remember a set of words and the meaning, I think. And going over that app, you have the trump card where you just see the word, and then you have to play with that word. And that, so Mangush app is one thing I will suggest all of you to go over if you are planning to take GRE in future. And for Toefl, So TOEFL is comparatively easier than GRE, I would say. It's just like the English language test you have, where you have to, so for TOEFL, all of the research, like resources, I got it from YouTube, I think. So you have to just look around and you'll get some materials and everything. You can approach a senior, you can approach me in future if you want. So yeah, so that is a thing. But I think planning is most important. You have to plan earlier whether you want to pursue PhD or you want to do job, because it's really hard if you plan all of a sudden one day you realize, oh my God, I want to do PhD, and then the next day you're planning to do it, but you don't have sufficient time, because SOP recommendation, you have to plan and strategize. So SOP is super important when you're applying in a grad school, even for masters or PhD. And you have to write like what you want to do, and you have to convince them that yes, I am interested in pursuing a PhD. I want to do something in this topic. And why I'm interested, you have to provide a reason for that. You have to provide your experience. You have to write something about your CV and everything and SOP, but you have to frame it like that it's presentable, and the person who's reading it gets impressed by you that yes, this person deserves a chance at least. And letter of recommendation. So you have to ask your professors in like that whether that you are interested in applying for grad school, so you want letter of recommendations from them. And there is a cutthroat competition, believe me, when you apply for PhD. So you have to choose the universities wisely and everything, discuss with people that where they are applying, and if you are like, if you're applying in cluster, there's a less probability of you being accepted. So you have to take all these things into consideration. So it is super important to plan. Like, do not do like I won't recommend you guys to just complete your masters and then you wonder whether you want to do job or PhD. Like, you should plan what you want to do and think about it, like why you want to study statistic, like why you want to do masters. Is there any interest you want, like you want to continue this topic, or somehow you want to pursue a PhD, or you want to do job, you want to do industry, like work in industry or something. So I will say, think about these things. Like, it's important. Like, when I was in my master's program, I never thought of it, and I do regret. So that is one tip I want to give all of like you juniors. It is important to strategize. Yeah, it doesn't work every time, but it is important to strategize, because if you don't strategize your plan in future, then you don't know where you're going. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta. And questions are coming, but before going into that, I'd like to announce that we have created a Google Classroom and sent the invitations to Sweta and Shushmita as well. Please join through your Gmail, and you can put your slides there, and the students will be asking questions through Google Classroom, and you can monitor it or you can answer it. Okay, please do join. And I think most of our students have joined, only what to join. And then over to Polomi, I think. Polomi have some questions. Why don't you ask yourself? Please unmute yourself. Yeah. Yes.
I'm interrupting again. Sweta, would you mind that, see, Abhisha, preparing for GRE is very important for other departments as well. Students are trying to prepare for GRE. So with Shweta's permission, from our career counseling cell also, we want to create a Google Classroom where we will join students from other departments who are willing to appear for GRE. And if Shweta allows us, we will invite Shweta to that Google Classroom also.
Yeah, that will be great.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Abhisha.
Yeah, Polomi, you have some questions. Why don't you ask yourself? Please unmute and ask.
Okay. Hello everyone. This is Polomi from SEM 4, means studying in Bethune College. So my question is, as you said that means doing project and internship is means a must-to-do thing for applying for abroad. So my question is there any specific path, or means I know that I need to make a good CV and I need to mail the professors, means some renowned professor or like this, means I'm asking means to enlighten me in that perspective, that means how to go for that doing some projects under professors or internship opportunities, means on that respect I'm asking.
Okay, so yeah, very good question, Polomi, first of all. And So first of all, one thing you can do is approach the department professors, like the professors you have in your department. Do approach them, ask them for opportunities. And then there's like, there are opportunities, project opportunities in Kaggle, I think. So you can do that. There are multiple opportunities in linking nowadays. Like you have an open challenge with a data set. You can do that. You can at least try now that, yeah, I have this idea. So it might be this or something else. So yeah, play with the data you have. Like being statistician, I think the most fun, I think nowadays is like just playing the data. You don't know anything about it. And it's not that you think that, yeah, this is the model which is going to work on this data. It is not the thing every time. So this is like an open challenge to all of us. So Kaggle, linking, approaching professors of your college, other college. There are like multiple workshops to attend where you can improve your connection, I think, which is much important nowadays. Like you have to have good connections with professors, students, and everyone around you in your department, your subject. So one thing will be that, I think, like try to approach students from different colleges and see what they are doing, what they're planning to do, or is there anything interesting, is there an interesting opportunity going on, and it's like you can apply, or maybe you can be a part in a project. So yeah, I think that is a way, like what I and my friends, like we did during our master's program. We didn't know much about this in our undergrad, honestly. So, but during our masters, we got to know that there are multiple opportunities around us. Like we don't know about it. That's the problem. So you have to improve your connections for that. And it's like you mail a professor about something that you're interested in working with them, but it's not every time you're going to get a reply, but you have to try your luck. That maybe you mail 10 of the professors from different universities that you're interested in working under them. You have read a paper of them, like, and you're super interested in working with them, and you got excited with this topic and the way they fitted a model or something, whatever research they did. And you are super interested in working with them. You understand their paper very much. You explain that to them. There's a possibility, 50-50 possibility that you're going to get a reply, or you might not get a reply. But you have to try your luck. So that is one more thing what I learned. And yeah, so try approaching people in your department, in your subject. So that is the only way you can get an opportunity with like that. A project,
means as you said in LinkedIn or Kaggle, means if I'm seeing someone's work or some professor is doing on this topic or something, means as I said in the chat only, that being this means studying in graduation, means now I'm just getting introduced to some topic. Like I saw your topic was something time series, or means not so aware of the topic. Means sorry to say, means
I know. Like
yeah,
even,
so
yeah,
that's why I'm saying that like means now we are getting introduced only. So means how we will know that yes, this is the topic I can work upon, or I have something potential to means do some work on that. Means yeah, looking into that work or search thing, means how I can, means you said that I have to show my interest, I have to show or work on that and present that work to him, send that work that I have worked on this, or means yeah, I'm asking that. I think you got.
Yeah, I got your question. I totally understand what you're saying. Like even when I was undergrad, if somebody asked me to work on a paper, I would like, okay, I don't know much things nowadays. Like I'm just learning. It's the beginning. But the thing is, if you go over a paper, even if I go over a paper now, like I have done my master's, 1 year of PhD and everything, I don't understand much about the paper. It's just that I read the paper for the first time, I'm all blank. Like I know a few things, some terminologies, but you cannot completely understand a paper when you go over it for the first time. So even if you're undergrad, you don't know much stuff now about stats. But if you are dedicated, you want to work with someone and you go over a paper, don't understand anything. But you go over the second time, third time, fourth time, and then eventually understand something. And then you can just Google it, or you can get reference to different textbooks. And if you don't understand, approach the professors. So it's really hard getting an internship or a project opportunity during your undergrad. But I think trying to do something in the third year might be something helpful, because during your third year, you know most of the concepts now. So you can try that, but it is a little stressful because third year pressure you have, it's like too much, I know. But yeah, if you want to do something extra, you have to work harder, I think. So that is one thing you can try, give it a shot. But for your masters, you're planning 2 masters, please go for projects, internship, anything you get around. Like even if you're listening people talking about some project, get involved in that. Talking about a topic is also important. Being like aware what is going on around you. Is there anything like so thing is, I went to CMI for a workshop, a summer school, and that was for 1.5 months, I think. It was a 5-week workshop, I think. So it wasn't that I got to hear from my professors. Like I was talking with my friend one day and he told me that there's a summer school going on with the financial statistics, and he wasn't from my university, from some other university. So I applied for that and I got in. So that was a thing, like you have to be aware about the things going on around you and talk to people about it. I think talking nowadays is very important. Talk to professors, to your friends from different universities. It's important to have a good connection, because if you have good connections, you might get opportunities more frequently than not having a connection. You are relying on one source and not other. I hope I answered your question. I know it's not 100% clear, but yeah.
Very much, very much. Thanks a lot.
I hope all our students understood the benefits of reading new papers and new articles. Our third year students are having projects. I hope they will realize and get some lessons from it and be involved, or don't get distressed. Oh, I'm having so much data set and why I can't do this. And I'm bored with this paper. It's so hard. I don't know anything. I hope they will get encouraged and at least benefit from this, learn from this. I hope so. So students, do you have any more queries?
Just to say one thing, it's really nice you guys are having project in your undergrad. Like we don't have that thing. Like we don't have that opportunity when we were doing it.
Same.
Like you can add that in your CV, and that is so much worth. I can tell you when you're applying for job, PhD.
Yeah, do tell them. Yeah, do tell them that it's there for their benefit. Do tell them.
Like now, like I'm a TA for a summer research fellowship, and like we have different students from different background. Like they are not statisticians. They're not students from stats background. They are engineers. Some of them are from economics or other department, and they don't know anything about stats. Like they just have been through a 2 or 3 week of classwork or coursework, whatever they had. And now they're doing project, and the way they're approaching the question, it's really impressive. Like first week they were struggling, but now like eventually they're going over the data set, they're learning new things, talking to people, like to us. So it's like now they are like trained statisticians, like somehow I can say that. So it's really impressive. And the way they got to do that is because they communicated to their professors, to the TAs. So one thing I'll tell you is like, it's really important to communicate to your professors, approach them. Like they are the best resource you have. And it's like, you can ask them as many questions as you can. Like if you have a problem with the data set, discuss with them or discuss with your senior, with your friends. It's really important. Like if you have a problem, just go over it. Why do you have that problem? Because it's like more you communicate, the more you understand that problem, the more like way you have to deal with it. So yeah, it's really like you guys are lucky that you're doing a project, what I think, and what Shushmita will say, I think. So it's like be happy about that and do your best.
Yes, that's a like very major important inclusion in your CV. Like I remember like I was applying for internships and I had 0 projects, and I wasn't even that much smart enough to like what my seniors did is they did some projects like the practicals that we had during our bachelor's, and they somehow made it seem like a project, and they included that in their CVs. So that is also an option. But yeah, I'm glad that there is already a project in your bachelor's degree.
Students, do you have any more queries? And then thanking Sweta, students. We are waiting for any more queries. If not, they can paste their queries anytime in Google Classroom. I would request Sweta once again to join in the Google Classroom, and she can post her slides there. I think you have received a mail. I've sent you one, the invitation. Please receive it, both of you, Sweta and Shushmita. And yeah, you can directly get their queries, or they can ask anytime they feel necessity. Please do that. And thanking again, Sweta, once again. And good to see you. Good to see all the smiling faces of yours. And hope to see you in future also. Please be in touch and please be a part of Bethune family. We are a family. Thank you, Sweta.
Yeah, it's really an honor like talking to all of you now. It's like, yeah, I'm getting all those nostalgic feeling and everything. It's all those teachers and everyone here. I'm really happy to be a part. Thank you very much.
Okay. So before going to the next session, I would like to tell you that we have a Google link form for those who want the participation certificate. Please go through it and submit it, and you will get the participation certificate in your mail IDs. Okay. And the Google link, I think the link to the Google form will be available in the chat box a few while after Susmita has presented, I think. So we next move to the second talk of the day, which will be delivered by Shushmita Das. She's another Shushmita, as far as I remember. We had another Shushmita Ghosh, and she Shushmita Das. So Shushmita completed schooling from Rahora Bhavonath Institution for Girls, completed her graduation from Bethune College, her post-graduation from IIT Kanpur, and there she got the opportunity to take tuitions or to take teachings from Minerva directly, and presently working as business analyst in ClearTax India. So over to Shushmita.
Yeah. So I think ma'am has already told you guys about me. I didn't prepare any doc or like any slides or anything. I have a doc, but okay, I'll share the doc with you after the chat. And for now, I'll share my screen and show you the doc. And yeah, one sec.
You can share it in the Google Classroom.
I don't know how to do that. Like I have
Just accept it. Just accept the invitation, and then you will be able to do it. It's very easy.
Okay. I have already joined it as a student or something. I don't know how to change that back to class. Is this one? Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Yeah, this
Yeah,
one.
ma'am. Yeah, so
Just post anything in the world. Go to the classroom, join your class.
okay. No, this is asking me to.
And I'm having a trouble here.
Shweta, are you able to join the class?
Nope.
Yeah, ma'am, do we have any code or anything? Like it is asking for a code.
You have the link.
Yeah, I have the link.
I will send the link once again. Okay, wait.
Okay.
Please continue with your talk. I will be sending you the link.
Okay.
Please do send me. Like,
okay.
Even I'm having a trouble now.
Okay. Yeah. Today I'll be covering 4 topics mostly. Universities that you can apply after your bachelor's. Second one will be IIT exam preparation, and I'll share the books and relevant links with you. Third one will be internship, and also the relevant topics that you want to cover and relevant uh, preparation, like whatever notes that you will require for that, and also placements, like what are the job profiles you should focus on, and what you need to prepare for that. All this. So after each topic, I'll like wait for some time. You can ask questions. If you're not comfortable in English, you can ask me in Bengali. I'm totally comfortable in that too. And yeah, and if you're not comfortable speaking here, you can drop a question in the chat box. I'll address that. Cool. I think most of you know what are the universities are already there, but what I wanted to highlight is that what are the what should be your first preference, and what should be your like which are the universities you can still apply for if you are not able to get placed in one of the top 3 or 5 universities. Uh, First I'll start with ISI, and obviously they offer you a MStat course, and then we have IIT. You can opt for Bombay or Kanpur, and then we have CMI, and there they offer you a data science course. So this will totally depend on your preferences, ki whether you want to opt for a job or a PhD. So if you want to uh, either way, the top 3 universities are cool, like are good for both of like you can opt for a job, or placements are also good, and you can opt for a PhD as well, because professors, you will have renowned professors, and you will get better recommendations from there. But in case you want to, for example, but for other universities, Delhi University, BHU, these are good for placements compared to Calcutta University. But for example, if you want to opt for a PhD, so you should apply for you should keep Calcutta University as your preference compared to Delhi University. So because of the course structure, and so yeah, and other universities are also there. Uh, so second one is yeah, I already covered most of this part. So like which university to choose and all, and how to prepare in general. Like go through the syllabus. Like don't hope like just because you have studied this much in your bachelor, so you will be asked questions regarding that only. Or so in for example in JAM as well, you have to they have real analysis and all, and some other mathematics topics. Um, I'm not sure if that part is already included. Abhisha ma'am, can you let me know please, whether we have real analysis in our syllabus or not?
What thing? Tell me.
Real analysis.
Yeah, they have. They
They
have
have.
real analysis in SEM 2.
Okay, very good then. Cool. We didn't have real analysis, and I remember the first class that I had was at IITK, and I didn't like it, to be honest. And anyways, so that's a very good inclusion in your syllabus, and I think you will get an idea like what are the like, you don't have to prepare separately on this topics, which we had to do. So yeah, yeah. So anybody have any questions? Otherwise, I'll okay.
Queries, please. And Shushmita, can you provide me your mail ID?
Yeah, ma'am. It's
I've
Shushmita.
already sent you the invitation to shushmita.das4697@gmail.
Yes, correct.
Do you have any other mail ID?
Yeah, I have one old one. Sushmita.statistics. Yeah, quite nerdy. Yeah, ma'am. No, I didn't get any mail, ma'am. Only this one.
You have to join the link.
Uh, this one?
Yeah, join through the link.
Yeah, class not found. It says. One sec. Still. Ma'am, this is not available.
Hey, Shushmita.
This is not available for me.
Okay, please post.
Mm-hmm.
Please post in the chat. Okay, I will do it, and please continue.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I'll share that. No problem. Post the talk. I'll share the doc with you guys. Yeah. So anybody has any questions? I can't see. I have uploaded my slide. Okay. Okay. No question. Okay. Moving
Questions,
ahead.
students.
Yeah.
Shushmita, can you share your views? How did you get this opportunity to work in cloud? That is
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll come to that later. Like after the jam preparation, I have. You are talking about my placement, right?
So about jam preparation, students, especially Sem 6 students, they have some of them cleared their jam and already been enrolled in IITK, and some have been enrolled in IIT
Bombay.
Bombay, yeah, Bombay also. And,
Yeah. I have talked to one of them. So yeah, I know that part. Yeah, I'll come to that as well. So just one by one. Okay. So I'll start with the jam preparation. So first, what I did was uh, I read or I solved all the problems that were taught in Torongo sir and Tulsi sir's classes, and I mostly I didn't join any class, to be honest, but I had friends, I had connections, and I'm quite good at that. So I borrowed notes from my friends. Um, so yeah, first that would work like a first layer, and yeah, and after that, so post that I check the like the most important part is check the syllabus, like uh, what are the sections that you have to focus on. uh, Check that, and after that I have some books that you can follow. And also one more thing is that uh, make your own notes uh, on top on formula, like relevant formulas and important topics. Make your own notes, keep it handy. It will be very helpful before your exam day or yeah. And also I have like Fundamental of Statistics. That's a very basic book outline. These are very basic books. I don't think the book that you hadn't uh, read in your bachelor's would be mathematical statistics books, I think. uh, okay. And yeah, so and so for in Fundamental of Statistics, you can uh, it is not for concept building, it is mostly for problem solving. And second book would be Shahu, Mathematical Statistics book by Shahu. And also, I have noted down all the topics that you can cover or you can solve the problems from uh, Fundamental of Statistics. For inference two part, you can see that I have only written inference one here. Inference two part, you have to check Prasanna Shahu's book, Mathematical Statistics. It is good for practice all the problems, and you can might get some uh, similar problems that are already you will find similar problems in jam examination as well. Third part is real analysis. I think you have already you will be reading MAPA for sure, and there is Malik and Aurora. That book is also good. For linear algebra, I have uh, I myself personally preferred Hadley, and there are some other books as well. You can go through that. For statistical theory, Rohati and Borger, these are some general books. These are good for concept building. Go through that. Uh, the next one is probability theory. Probability theory, I think, mostly I solved my problems from Selden Ross. And there was a problem set that was shared by Momita ma'am at our time, and it was a very good problem set. I remember there were some problems from Feller as well. And people don't generally solve problems for Feller. So ma'am helped out, and that was very helpful. Yeah, this part. And overall for overall syllabus, you can check out mathematical statistics book by Purimal Mukherjee. That is also good. And last but not the least, practice all previous year question papers. I think uh, that's the part when you will really, these are the things that I have to focus on, or these are the formulas that I have to check before I go into examination hall. Yeah, and okay, so here are some notes that I have provided. So Saurav Nandi is, so I prepared for JAM, I think 3.5 years back. So few things I was not very clear about, and Saurav Nandi is my senior whose rank was 3 in JAM, and he was also the topper of Delhi University Kajo exam. That so he helped me out in this JAM preparation part, and there is some notes on distribution, and distribution is the most important part you will see while preparing for JAM. Here is an article. I'll just so, and he's quite famous on LinkedIn. So, he has a 30K community. You can see. So here are some notes that you can get the PDF file from here. So go through that. It will be very helpful for you. I hope. There is a solution book that I found on Facebook. You can go to the Facebook post, order your own. One more thing is that there is a Facebook page that is like Saurav Nandi was the admin. So he started the page after like just before our preparation began. I was not aware of this page until I uh, got into IIT. But this page is very helpful. I saw a guy named Srijit Mukherjee, who is from ISI, I guess. He arranges several problem-solving sessions, that which is very helpful. There are some alternative approach for similar problems that was also shared in that. If you have any problem on uh, like you're not able to solve a question, if suppose you are preparing on your own, then also you can post it there. You have any doubts regarding any topic, you can post there. There is already uh, uh, so much content there already. You just have to go through once. I know it won't be, like uh, so it could be a lot for you, but after I think second year, मतलब, uh, until you're at yeah, fifth semester portion, so you'll get to know ki what are the things that you have to focus on, and what are the contents that are helpful, and all of that. So yeah, and this part I recommended this to my juniors as well before, and you can go check out the page yourself. Okay. Any questions?
Question, students, especially from SEM 4 students, because in the next SEM we will be giving you preparing for your JAM. SEM 4 students, do you have any queries?
Anything that you didn't understand, or like I think what was
But they can ask you later, isn't it, Shushmita? Because they're there in the Google Classroom, right?
yeah,
So
that is
please continue.
yeah. Okay. I think a very important part is internship after your bachelor's. So first, okay, there would be two type of internships, like Shweta mentioned. One is research internship, and second one would be industrial. So and for research interns, like Shweta has already covered what are the things that you have to focus on. I'll focus on industrial part only. That is like as in IT sectors. Uh, and also who can apply. I don't think second like undergrad people will be like after your graduation, like after your third sixth sem, exactly. After your sixth sem, you can apply for internships, use that, like after your sixth sem, you will get the summer to yourself. Use that for either for skill building or for internships. Apply for internships. First of all, apply for internships. And yeah, and above, I mean, uh, in your masters, like I was searching for an internship throughout my masters first year, and yeah, because I was pretty sure that I want to do a job. I will go for a job instead of PhD. Yeah. So and okay. So internship me. One important thing is whether you should go for a paid or whether you should go for an unpaid on one or not. So the most important part is that you have to gain some experience. Okay, if you're gonna check out LinkedIn post, you will see that there are several posts regarding, like there will be several like they are hiring for posts, but they require some experience, and that experience is needed whether you are not like doing the job at some very prestigious place, or at a, like you're not doing your job profile is not that good, or your internship profile for that matter is not that good. Still, like go for it, whatever you're getting, uh, as long as it is a bit relevant to your topic, go for it, I'd say. Second thing is create a very good CV. Okay. This is a very important part. I remember uh, the CVs that we made was really ridiculous compared to the CV that I have right now. And I realized that after 1 year, like during my placement days. So, what are the like, what are the problems that I faced was that, okay, so what you're supposed to show in your CV was, first one is academic, that you have enough academic knowledge, and second, that is you have a bachelor's degree or you have completed your master's, or yeah, and also, and then the implementation part. So you will show the implementation part to projects. And third one would be leadership quality. That is basically if you have done any, uh, for example, if you have hosted a um, any gathering, or you have participated in college fest as a volunteer or anything like that, you can add there. At IIT, like they check your CV whether all the information that you have put are true or not. They need certificates and all. But in other cases, like in other universities, I don't think it's that crucial to add stuff. So use that. Uh, uh, so yeah, that part. And one thing is that don't add your photo, like and also not your address, and yeah, that is not very helpful. Third one is that extracurricular activities, like you like to singing and dancing and listen to music and TV series and all, that is cool, but don't add that, I'll recommend, because unless you have achieved something, like you have achieved, you have some certificates to show, don't add that, I would say. It doesn't like, it won't benefit you um, anyhow. And add your achievements, projects, online courses. You'll see, like, and also like don't add like um, 10 or 20 online courses. Like add 3 or 4 online courses. Keep it neat. Tell them like what are the topics that you have read. Highlight that. For example, okay, so I'll add my CV for your reference. I'll add my student wala CV and my experience wala CV both. I think uh, we like if I'll upload my recent CV, that might scare some of you because I have a job, or obviously I have 1 year of experience. So I'll add my college wala CV, and yeah, I think that will be helpful for you. Second thing is the polymer's question was that time series and regressing was not very much like they haven't heard about it till now. I understand. I totally understand. So what I did was that after getting into IIT, like during during 2018 March, I realized that when the counseling was over, I started preparing a little bit, and I started working on my skills. So what I did was that I contacted few of my seniors from IIT Bombay and IIT Kanpur. Um, those seniors were very helpful. They told me about like what are the topics that I have to cover. I didn't have any idea on regression. Time series also, I didn't have much knowledge, masters say compared to that. I didn't know much in my bachelor's days. Um, and basic ML courses, you'll get some online content for that. NLP is a bit hyped these days, and also this is useful as well. So you can do those courses as well. Regression and time series part, I think I would have to know, ma'am, do we have regression courses in our bachelor's?
Yeah, they do have.
Okay. And time series was already there, right?
Yes, yes. Time series also they have a modified and bigger part in time series. And lots of things are included in the opportunity to learn all of this.
Okay.
They are having.
Okay.
They have to
Okay. Great. Great. Yeah. So yeah, you already have some. You will have some idea till you'll apply for a internship. So yeah. The second one is GitHub is a very useful site to explore um, projects, and there are two open sources on in ML and deep learning and AI part. So try those, check those, imitate those, and try to create something on your own. Okay, so yeah, once. And yeah, after that, okay. Yeah, for online courses, you can, these are, the first I added a few analytic tools that you can learn, R, Python, SQL. Platform should be, my most preferred platform was DataCamp. So if, and I also added the trick that I use to get the free subscription for 3 months. If you have a Microsoft account, you'll get 3 months free subscription. Use that opportunity, and for learn R, Python, and SQL. It can be a bit time consuming, but the platform is great if you don't know anything about these tools. So that is great. And second part is Coursera. Coursera, I remember there was one course on machine learning from Stanford University. That course was the only thing that I added when I applied for my internship, and that course was really helpful for me at least. And there are few others, Udemy and EDX. Okay, one more thing is that Coursera course is only free. So apply for a there is a medical aid. There is something like a financial aid, sorry, whatever. Anyways, there is a financial aid kind of option there. Apply for that. Tell them how much poor you are, like, and then if you're lucky, they'll give you free. Mm, the course will be free to you. There is Udemy and EDX. You can apply there as well. When what are the there are some portals that you can check out to search for internships. One is Internshala, then letsintern.com, and the last one would be LinkedIn. And I think LinkedIn is the has the biggest is the biggest community to search for jobs and internships both. Uh, and third one is okay, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, create one. Okay, and the first thing is add your connections, people who are already, like, add your connection based on the on your interest. Like if you want to go for a data scientist file, so add people who are already doing their jobs on at this profile, and also yeah, for people who are interested in the same. So what will happen is that if they are applying for some job, or if there is a hiring post, hiring related post, you can apply there. Like you, your friends will apply there. They will write like I'm interested or not, and it will you can see those posts in your feed. So yeah, from there also it will help in your job search purposes. Um, yeah, and mm, also another thing is you can share relevant content um, on LinkedIn. Yeah. Okay, so the internship that I did was at RBI Kanpur. So it was you have to apply separately around if you're gonna it is a summer internship, but you have to apply uh, around October. Yeah, around October, and yeah, you can apply for that. You have to write one exam, I guess, one test, and after that they will call you for an interview, and yeah. And yeah, research internships, I think Shweta already have covered what are the what you can approach professors like unless you are applying you can approach professors from universities abroad, but you can apply you can approach professors from ISI, IIT, IIM as well, and do some research on them. When like Shweta said, the SOP is very important. So for that, do some research on them and check out some and check their papers. And while writing the SOP, uh, like tell them that like you are interested in this field, and you have seen that this you have written this paper, and I really like your research and all. So yeah, and if, if you're not able to crack an internship, work on your skills. There are several tool-based courses available, like I already said, R, Python, etc. And you can work on your coding skills. Work on that. Okay. Use that summer before your placement. Uh, yeah. Ask any question if you have any. Otherwise, I'll move to the placement part.
Students, do you have any queries up to what she have given you or up to what she have provided you? Any queries, students?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Follow me.
Yeah, Didi, you said that means getting internship and project opportunities through means the websites or the pages you said means we will go for any hiring post or anything we are means getting into the websites or in LinkedIn profile. We will go for means I'm asking that we will go for anything hiring post or any internship opportunity we are getting, or we will means wait for some renowned projects internship like that means.
If job profile is relevant, go for it. Like renowned, like if it is a renowned company or anything, like why would they hire you if you are not from a very renowned college? And even if you are, they won't like there are very few chances that they will ask you, because in LinkedIn are also like LinkedIn is different, but in Donshala I have seen that uh, there are 500,000 people are applying for the same post. So there is a very little chance that you will get in. Like I applied for an internship after I completed my master's. I still didn't get it. So I wanted to use my summer like before. Like I joined around August, and I had 2 or 3 months. So I applied for 2 internships. I didn't get it. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes.
So
Any more queries? Students, any more queries? Yeah, get you. Who is that speaking?
Ma'am, I'm Nivedita.
Yeah,
Am I
Nivedita
audible?
from SIM. Yeah, you are audible.
SEM 6. Yes. Shushmita, I wanted to ask about your placement. Was it from the campusing in IIT Kanpur, or did you apply for jobs on LinkedIn and then you were called in for interview?
It was through placement. It was through placement. Anything
So,
else?
do you get calls from LinkedIn profiles?
Your voice is breaking. Can you ask this once, or you can type if you want?
Okay, I'll type.
Besides Nivedita, anyone, anyone with any more queries?
Yeah,
Ma'am,
Please.
ma'am, I want to ask something.
Yeah, sure. The name?
Ma'am, I'm Ramisha from SEM
Ramisa,
2.
yeah, sure.
Ma'am, I want to ask Didi that when did you start preparing for JAM? I mean, what's the right time to just start doing things? Because we are just doing it, we are just getting to know things very new, like just starting. So I just want to know that what's the right time and when did you start yourself?
I think it would be the third year itself. So yeah, I think Shweta also agree. Yeah, Shweta wanted to.
I think final years are stressful, but these are the years where you have to work hard and prepare for everything. You can.
So third year it would be.
Yeah, actually, they don't have years. They have SEM.
Yeah, so it would be after fourth sem.
Yeah.
SEM sounds so cool.
Okay, Didi, thank you.
It didn't have
Anyone
SEM.
else? Anyone else? Anything?
Nivedita, did you write it? Or?
Nivedita? No. No, she didn't. Okay, anyone? Anything else? Well, they can place their queries anytime in Google Classroom, and Shushmita, please do join that when you get time.
Yeah.
Go down. And she has placed the queries, Nivedita.
Okay. Did you get calls from recruiters on LinkedIn and other places apart from getting placements offers? And not really, because I didn't search for any. No, like for that you should have your profile on Naukri.com and several other places. So I don't like till now I haven't like uploaded my CV anywhere. And also my LinkedIn profile is also not that much impressive compared to other people. So yeah, no.
So it's really hard getting job from like off campus. I think if you guys are planning to do a master's, or even if you're planning to complete your graduation and then take a job, I think taking it from campus is much easier for us like students than off campus, because in off campus you have so much competition and there's so many people fighting for one job that it's really difficult, I believe, getting it. Am I right, Shushmita? Just correct me if I'm
Yes. Actually, I didn't apply for any job, but I helped my friends for the same. And also I didn't apply for any because of the COVID situation. There were several other friends of mine who didn't sit for the jobs at the getting our third year placement. Third sem, the placement that we set for around after our third sem. There are some friends, like one is from Bethlehem itself. So I searched for jobs for them, and there I found like some. It's a very bad experience. Like people, you will be sending your CVs to several companies, and they won't even acknowledge that, or they won't write you back. It will happen often. But what you have to do is that keep looking, keep searching for stuff. And also, I think I didn't try enough for internship. I was too much comfortable in whatever I was. At IIT and ISI, there is like IIT. At IIT, we have separate internship cell, but at other colleges, we don't have that. So, yeah, for me, it was very much comfortable.
I think even for CU, we have this on-campus placement going on, and it's like in our batch, we were 35 students, and I think 27 of them got placed on campus. And the rest of them doesn't want to do job. Like they were planning to do PhD later. So they didn't sit for the placement. So yeah, it's like what I'll suggest is sit for like on campus, whatever. Like even if you're planning to take a job after your graduation, do it from on campus. I think it's much easier than off campus.
Yeah, I think the difference between CU and IIT would
First of all, they first need to land themselves in a good institute for the masters.
Yeah.
Right.
IIT, ISI, these are like highly recommended universities if you're
go for
planning for
CMI, like also CMI is there. Like if someone would at this point, if I'll get the chance, if anyone would ask me whether ISI or IIT or CMI, I choose CMI because
because job opportunities there, I think they're
like they won't even let the company if the package is lower than 14 LPA or 12 LPA, they won't even let that company come for placements. It is that good there.
And even the data science program there, I think like it's really nice.
It's really nice, yeah. It's really good.
You guys can try that as well. Like if you're planning to do your
That
masters.
course is almost similar to the computer science course. Computer science master's course.
Yeah, nowadays, like we are working with machine learning and everything. Like people are crazy about it.
Yes.
Especially this industrial companies, they're like so crazy about machine learning. So yeah, data science is also.
Yes, and either way, you will even you are going for a PhD, you will go for like you will be working on an applied part only. Like there is a huge chance that you will be working on an applied part. So I think for that also for that purposes also, matlab, if you don't know Shweta, there is if you're going to CMA, then there is a good chance that you will get to go for a PhD.
You can go
Paris
to.
Or
I have seen people like I went to attend a summer school there, and like I talked to many people, and I was like fascinated by the charm of CMI. Like people were going for PhD in Paris and Europe and different US kind of schools, and I was like, okay, I got my motivation from there. So yeah, it's so right.
So that's the charm of top universities, I think.
And in West Bengal, I think CU and I'm sorry, yeah.
I can start preparing for tests.
No, Sushmita, please, Sweta, please continue.
So I think in West Bengal, if you want to do your masters from West Bengal, try CU or Presidency. These two universities are very renowned and they're very nice. The overall faculty is super nice, and you'll get placed eventually. It's like you don't have to worry about that as well. And but ISI, IIT, they have a different charm, I would say. Now CMI is also one on top of the list, but CU and Presidency is also nice. So
yeah, but I'm not sure about the post-COVID part. Like your batch I know, but I'm not very sure about the post-COVID part. Like, is there any placement, like significant placements there?
I think people are struggling because of the COVID now, but just hope they get placed somewhere. Like,
so just Shatarupati just told in the beginning that how much we are struggling in this COVID part, and people are still struggling because COVID hasn't ended. So students, Sweta and Shushmita, please continue with your talk.
So Vidisha asked like how and when to start preparing for tests for placements or internships. Internships post bachelor's, like the day you are over with the exams are over, you can start. Before that, I don't think it would be necessary. Placements, it will be after the first year, like after after your STEMs are over, during your first year. So after that, you can start for placements. And any guidance, yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to the placements part. And so make sure when you're applying, you had given your internship part. So and the main topics that you have to cover, I'll share some links with you. I'll share what are the things that you have to cover, like what are the main uh, basic questions that you will be asked during your internship, during your interviews. Basic stats questions, like what is null hypothesis, that can be, that's just an example. Linear regression, like what are the topics, like what are the assumptions, how to test that, if that is if the data is is violating the assumptions or not, and then what to do if violated. So for it, I can understand that you won't be able to understand what I'm talking about right now. There is a possibility of that, but after your first time, like already I said that you'll have to prepare after your first year of masters. So till then, until then, you can like chill and you don't have to focus on this part. Time series at time. Okay, so for regression, I'll share some notes, like basic notes or the basic questions that can be asked. And at For time series, the properties and how to handle data, or how to analyze. Okay, okay, this is something I. Anyway, so yeah, and basic M. So make sure that you have a project on email, and the if you already have a project, they will ask you questions regarding like around that only. So like, and also make sure that the interviewer don't have to ask any questions beyond your CV. Make your CV like uh, include everything that you know in that CV. Make sure that the interviewer is asking questions from your CV only. If it is if he is going like if he's asking beyond your CV, then there is a chance that you won't be able to answer that right away. So yeah, so that was a trick that we will learn. Um, mm, and okay, so this is for okay. So Drive link is there. You will find the uh, so there is a case book. So case book is basically for case study. What is case study? I'll give an example. Inference time series and okay. Test of significance, stats handout, regression time series. Just check this PDFs for once. You'll get to know. This is for the APT. This is for the APT part. You can like practice your APT from there. And guess estimate and casebook. Casebook is for mostly around, as I said, for the case studies. And guess estimate is for guess estimate. So I'll share the drive link with you guys. Second, okay. So guess estimate. An example of guess estimate is how many ATMs are there in Kanpur. So this was one of the questions that I was asked during. So yeah, so you have to answer these questions with your common sense, basically using your common sense only. So try that on your own. If you want answers for this, ask me. I'll okay. So next is puzzle. Geeks for Geeks are the first one. I think as per my knowledge, IIT students get to ask these questions. I'm not sure about non-IIT students. I know about CMI, but I'm not very sure about other colleges. Shweta, can you help? Do, do you guys
Uh,
have case estimates and puzzles?
Not really. Like, I don't know much about it, honestly.
Okay. So this is mostly around that. So, because there are few students who will be going to IIT. Um, আমি যতটা জানি so yeah, but Geeks for Cakes is the ultimate source, and after that if you want to explore more, there are some other resources as well. Gourmet.com, gourmet.net is a site that can be helpful. There are two books, and yeah, for aptitude test, RS Agarwal, I have already shared. I have already added the PDF link, PDF in the drive link. There are some online.
Shushmita, sorry to interrupt you, but we are on shortage of time, and please try to finish in 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah. I'm almost like, yeah. Okay. So last thing is that and if you want to practice your code, try hacker and basic coding, and the job profiles that you should apply for. I heard from a junior who is from Bethune only. She told me that she didn't apply for some of the profiles that were eligible for us, like product analyst and quant roles, and they were not very much sure. So I have added few profiles that you can apply for. Yeah, and yeah, do some self projects if your CV is not complete, or if, if you don't have much things to highlight in your CV, do some self projects and add that. And the last approach would be fake it till you make it. I added this part because uh, behave like you know everything. Like, behave like if you are not like if you have done any project, behave like you have completed the project and you know the things that you have done. Make sure, like, even if even if you took some help from your friend, make sure that you have uh, checked out all the formulas that are involved, all the functions, and um, whatever dependencies you have on the analytics tool. Make sure you know that. Yeah, that's all from my side.
Thank you,
I,
Shushmita. Yeah, Sweta, you want to tell anything?
yeah, I just want to add some like just few things that, yeah. So what Shushmita said is fake it till you make it. That's so true that even if you're applying for a job interview, be confident with your CV. Whatever is there in your CV, you have to be super confident about it, because they're going to ask questions based on that, and you have to show that yes, I have done it and I am super confident and I can answer any question you're asking. If I have done a project, you can ask me anything in that project or inside, outside, and I will answer it. So be that much prepared, I think. Like, I don't have much job experience, like I said, for only one job interview, but I heard it from my friends. Like, they told me that you have to be super confident and everything, and yeah, I did, and I got that job. So yeah, that was my experience. I just wanted to share with you guys. Thank you. And Shushmita, great presentation. Really learned a lot of things.
Sushmita and Sweta both great, yeah. And I hope the students learned and got benefited, and hope you will be available in the future for the queries. Please make sure, Shushmita, that you join in the Google Classroom.
Yeah,
and
ma'am.
Sweta, your slides haven't still appeared in the Google Classroom. Yeah, you
I
can
have
go
shared
to
that in the
Classroom
folder,
section. Yeah, anyone
Google
can
Drive, I believe.
guide you. Okay, and you can find the participation link, that is the feedback form link, in the chat box. Everyone who wants a participation certificate, make sure that you fill the form. The participation certificate may be sent to you directly. Okay, please make sure that everyone fills up the form. And a quick questions from our students. Students, do you want to ask anything from the two DDs? Students?
Ma'am, I want to ask
Well,
again.
Yeah, Ramisa.
Ma'am, I want to ask Sushmita Di about that online courses about our skills enhancing. Like you said about Coursera, Udemy, and all. So I want to just ask that putting those in our CV, how does that impact, and is it always acceptable by the interviewers or the companies that we want to join?
So it depends. Okay, like if acceptable, like you can put anything in your CV that is acceptable. But uh, so you're adding those courses because you want to highlight that these are the stuff that you know. So just so what people do is that they just add the name of the course and that's it. So don't do that. Highlight that stuff that you have done. I'll share my CV. That, like I said, you'll see. Like I have mentioned that I have learned supervised learning and all that, and there are few other topics, PCA and all. So highlight those stuff, and also whatever you are learning in that course, add the topics there. So I think that way it would be relevant. Otherwise, like acceptable, obviously it would be acceptable. But yeah, that's it. Ramisha,
Good. Ramisa got her
Yes,
answer.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I've got my answer.
Okay, and others, do you have anything to ask? Well, coming again, you can ask anything anytime in the Google Classroom when they get time you. Okay, Google Classroom to post your questions and queries there, and I hope Shushmita Didi and Sweta Didi will help you out when they get their time. And coming to the conclusion of our today's webinar for sharing their experience with their juniors. We expect that they will keep in touch with the department in future also and help out their juniors in need. Now we have reached the conclusion of today's webinar. I now request Dr. Ajay Kumar Vishwas, Head Department of Statistics, Bethune College, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all present in this webinar. I, on behalf of the Department of Statistics, Bethune College, give thanks to our speakers, certainly our ex-students, Sheta Rai and Sushmita Das, for their illustrative, useful speeches. I am sure that our students are highly benefited. I thank Professor Krishna Rai, our Principal Madam, Dr. Amita Kaur, Teachers Council Secretary, Dr. Shaturupa Bandyopadhyay, Convener, Career Counseling Cell, for their inspiration and continuous support. I thank to our beloved students, certainly present students, for their sincerity during the preparation phase of this webinar. In particular, Riddhi Mukherjee from the Department of Economics, and also three of us from our own department. They are Gargi Majumdar, Dibbangana Devnath, and Nivedita Bokshi. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for their interest, which makes this webinar a great success. Thank you all. Over to Abhisha.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I hope our participants have filled up the form, the Google form to avail the participation certificate. And with this, we come to the conclusion of today's webinar. Well, but coming again, I hope to meet in future also with our students and alumni, and hope they have a great future ahead with all the blessings and good wishes to them. Touch with Bethune family. I conclude today's webinar and thank you once again. Thanks everyone.
thanks.
Thank you.
I hope we can leave now, sir.
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে আবিশা
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে।
তাহলে এখানে শেষ করে দাও হ্যাঁ
Okay, okay. So thank you for today. That's all.